Hi there, and welcome to your course, How to Get Started with Insightly. My name is John Hill from Ucidity, and by the end of this course, you're going to be very familiar with Insightly. So say you've just got an Insightly license or you've had one for a little while and you're wondering, is my Insightly set up correctly or am I using it properly? This is the course for you. So let's take a deep dive in and have a look at what we're going to cover in this really short but powerful course. So the first thing is how to get an account. Now, if you've already got an account, that's okay. You can skip over that part. We're going to have a look at the home screen of Insightly. So when you first log in, it shows the home screen. We're going to explain what that bit is all about. We're going to look at contacts and companies, how to use them correctly, how to use leads, how to create sales opportunities so you can track sales opportunities within Insightly, and also how to convert sales opportunity into projects. So how to look at the delivery side of your business, and a sneak peek into tasks and task lists. At the end of the course, we're also going to look at what to do next and have a look at some of the other courses on offer where you can deep dive into specific parts of Insightly and also set it up so pretty much the same way as we set it up. So let's jump in now and have a look at how to create your first Insightly account. So what you need to be doing is going into a web browser and jumping to insightly.com. Now, if you want to create your account, you actually get a professional version for free for 14 days. And the way you need to do that is to click on this Try CRM for free button. So all you need to do is enter your details into this section here. So I'm just going to enter my details, one of my training email addresses, and also a password as well. Click the Create My Account button. So what it's done now is it's gone off and it's sent you an email. So you need to jump in and check your email. Once you do that, you click on the link and then it will take you to the Insightly login screen. So let's have a look now at the Insightly login screen. Okay, so we're back at the main screen now, and this is where we log into Insightly. Now, if you have clicked via the email link, you'll see a slightly different screen. We'll jump to that in a second. So all you need to do here is click the login link, enter your email address and password. And enter your email address and password. And then click the login link. So we go ahead and do that. Now, once it logs in, this will bring you to the screen. So if you've just created a new account, this is the screen that you will see. And if you have just logged in, this is the screen that you will see as well. So I'm just going to close this and let's just jump in now and have a bit of a look at how Insightly works. So the first thing you'll see when you create a new account is it's full of what we call demonstration data. So what they do is they've pre-filled the CRM with some contacts, some companies or organizations, some sales leads and opportunities, some projects. So you can actually jump in and have a look at some real data. And as a result of that, we end up with this dashboard on the home screen. Now, typically the dashboard is set up so it's very sales oriented. So we have what we call the opportunities dashboard. And what this is doing, it's basically telling you how healthy your sales data is within your company, within your organization. So we'll jump back to these type of dashboards a little bit later, but I'll just put it out there. We have an opportunities dashboard. We have a projects dashboard. So that's telling you how all the delivery side of your business is going. And we've got a couple of other dashboards as well. You can actually look at recent activity and have a look at all the what's been going on within your business as well. So let's jump in now and have a look at all the different sections of Insightly and have a look at how we pretty much get from, say, not knowing anyone to putting them into Insightly, adding their company or organization into Insightly, creating a sales opportunity from them, and then going into the delivery side of the business, which is pretty much a normal flow for most people. So the first thing we do is we go to the contact screen. And the contact screen is where all the people that you have any sort of interaction with, that's where they live within Insightly. So typically what would happen is say there is some sort of new sales opportunity out there. Say you've been to a networking meet and you've got a business card and they're like, hey, I'm interested in your product. Typically what you'll do is click on this new contact screen, add their details. I'm just going to use my famous, I'll use Joe Smith today. Okay, we don't have an organization for them in the system yet. So what we can do is we can create a new organization. So we click on that and that allows us to create the company that's associated with this contact. So Joe Smith Incorporated. We can put in their details, maybe their website as well, if you've got it, and enter all this data into the system. Okay, and we click on save and return. So what that's done is created a new organization in the system. Now, if you did already have an organization associated with them, you can also search for them as well, and it will show existing organizations in this search bar as well. So we're just going to keep it with Joe Smith Incorporated. Say you have Joe Smith's email. Let's get this right, smithinc.com. Okay, and maybe a mobile number as well. Okay, so we click on save. So what that's done is it created a new contact in the system. Now, once the contact is in the system, you can go off and go on your merry way and continue on with what you're doing. And you can actually come back to that person a little bit later if something happens around a sales opportunity. So maybe at this stage, you've just met them, they want to have a coffee, and that's as far as the conversation has got. And then say a week later, Joe reaches out and he says, do you know what, that product that you were, or that service that you're offering, I'm really interested. Let's find out a little bit more about it. And maybe he's spoken to his manager and he would love to find out a bit more information and get started. Okay, so what we can do is we can click on Joe Smith and we can actually put some notes in here. So we can say, oh, we had a meeting with Joe Smith. And if the meeting went well, we can actually create an opportunity from this particular contact. So add new opportunity for contacts. So say, for example, he is a mortgage broker. So we'll say, and he's wanting to get some rebranding for his business. So what we can say is the opportunity names. So typically we might have something like the name of the company and then the type of service or product that's on offer. So we say rebranding. We associate the opportunity with the company as well. Now, luckily that's in our previous searches. As with all screens, we can type in something in here and it'll give us a list of existing companies as well. But we're going to do our Joe Smith Incorporated. And we can give the opportunity value, a specific value. So we tend to work in Australian dollars and say it's $7,000 is about the rough price for the rebrand. Now, once we've got the opportunity, we need to put it in some sort of what we call a pipeline as well. So the pipeline is the the set of stages we look at when we're sending someone through our sales process. So we look at that in a second. So we tick an opportunity pipeline, and he might be in the prospecting or qualification pipeline as well. I'll put him in prospecting just for now, and we click on save. And what that's done, it's created a new sales opportunity in the system. So far we've created a contact, we've created an organization, and now we've got this sales opportunity as well. Now, you'll see once it jumps into this opportunity screen, what we've got here is all these different sort of stages of our sales process. So let's just pause and take a look at that for a few seconds. So typically what may happen in a typical sales process is we have some sort of stage where we're prospecting. So it could be something on the lines of, are they really a good fit for us? We might be reaching out to them. They might be reaching out to us. We're not really sure whether we can work together yet. But typically what will happen after that, if you're a good fit for each other, that sales opportunity will generally move into a qualification stage. So we might look at, okay, well, let's look at things like, do they have the budget? Is their timeline reasonable? Is it actually a product or a service that we can offer them? Then we might jump into some sort of needs analysis where we're really deep diving into exactly what they need. Typically, off the back of a needs analysis, we might be sending a proposal. If we get some sort of confirmation that, yeah, let's go ahead with the project, we might sit in a negotiation stage. That's why we might be negotiating price or payment terms or how fast they can deliver the service. Then ideally, once it's gone through the negotiation stage, it ends up to the close stage. So the close stage ideally is what we call a closed won, where you've won the deal, and it might end up being a close lost because, say, something happens, say the global financial crisis hit or COVID, and the whole situation has changed, and this project's basically put on hold for whatever reason. Okay, ideally that's not the case, but we both know it happens. So that's typically how it happens when someone walks through a sales process. Now, I'll put it out there. With Insightly. Luckily, you can change the names of these stages. You can change how many stages there are as well. So this is completely customizable, and we'll jump back in there in a second. So say, for example, we do move into the qualification stage. All you do is you click in here. It's basically saying, yep, do we need to have a follow-up task with with Joe, and the responsibility for the follow-up is with Fred Smith. So if you have multiple users in your system, you can set the responsibility for someone else. So you might have a sales system where you have one person bringing in the leads, or say they come from your website, and then you're divvying up responsibility amongst your sales team. So we click on change stage, and you'll notice now we get a green tick here, and it's now moved into the qualification stage. So we can sort of jump this opportunity all the way through the different stages of your sales process. So I'm going to push it forward into the negotiation stage just to fast forward it a little bit. And if we jump back now into our opportunity screen, we'll see now that we've got a bit of a visual of some of the opportunities in the system. So let's just take a look at, say we add one more opportunity. So we go Fred Blogs, and we'll just pick a company at random. Say this is in US dollars, another 5,000. And we want to give this, and we'll say new website. Okay. So actually, just to follow naming convention, we should really put the name of the company, Jakubowski. Okay, they want a new website, and we will put it once again into the opportunity pipeline. Now you can have multiple pipelines if you want, and they're in the qualification stage. We've already had a bit of a chat to them, and it seems like they're a pretty good fit for the company. Okay, so we've got now another opportunity in the system. So what we can do when we jump into this screen here, we can see we've now got 2 sales opportunities. Okay, so we can actually jump in and look at all opportunities as well. And this shows us, this has all the testing data as well. And you can see here, we've got one which is closed lost, a few which are green, a couple which are sort of at the start of the pipeline, a couple or halfway through. And what this screen is really useful for is it gives you like a great overview of your sales opportunities. So something else that I'll show you here as well is this thing called a list view. These things are really powerful. I love them, and we'll call this all sales opportunities. And now we have this thing called a Kanban view. So we're going to either have this grid view, which is what you can see here, or a Kanban view. So this thing here, this is good if you're at a management level and you just want to see where are all our prospects at. So you can have a look here. We've got a lot prospecting. We've got, if you look at the summary up top, you've got 1.94 million in prospecting, roughly $1 million in qualification, 300,000 in needs analysis, 110 in proposal, and then we've got a few in the negotiation stage as well. And you've won, what, about $2.5 million worth of US dollars. Okay, this gives you a really good visual view. A lot of people love this screen because you can easily just move sales opportunities around from this screen as well. So say you've done your needs analysis, you're now writing the proposal, you can just pick them up and move that across. And then we can move it across to the closed won stage once they have approved it. Now you can have these reasons for winning as well. To say it was a really good product fit, you can change all these values, click on change state, and then this opportunity has now ended up in the closed won screen. There it is down the bottom there. Okay, so typically what would happen if we just do a really quick summary. So far we've created contacts, we've created organizations, we've created opportunities, we've walked the opportunity through our sales pipeline, and now we've actually won an opportunity. So after we win an opportunity, typically what would happen is we go into the delivery phase of the opportunity. So what that means is we're actually getting into the doing. So what we can do here is, and this is why a lot of people choose Insightly, is it's got this project management section as well. So if we click on here on the action screen and look at the options here, we can actually create a new project from this opportunity. So the way we do that is we click on the opportunity name, and then under the action screen, we can select convert to project. And what that does is basically copy quite a few details across. You can set it up so you can actually have all these fields that map across as well, so you don't have to do any double entry. And then we enter the name of the project. So for simplicity, I'm just going to copy and paste, convert to project, and now we have this new project in our system that we can then hand over to the delivery team where we roll out the project with them. So I'm just going to jump back to the project screen, and there's our project sitting there waiting to go. So similarly with the sales opportunities where we had different stages, we can actually have pipelines for different projects as well. So let's take a quick look at that. So if we click on the project, we open up the project screen, and if we edit the project, we can change the project so it sits in a specific pipeline. Now this is set up so we only have one project pipeline, but you can see we've got different stages. We've got the plan, design, develop, and complete. So let's just save this for now. And similarly, you can see we can jump through each stage as we push through the delivery process. And similarly with the opportunity screen, we can go to this add new list view, give it a name, and then we can have this Kanban view as well, which once again, a lot of people love because they can just see where all their projects are. And similarly, exactly the same with the opportunities. You can move your projects around. So say you've completed the design stage, and you've done the planning for the project, you've done all the design work, you're now going to do the development work. And once it's completed, you can complete the project as well. So this is what, as I said, this is the reason why a lot of people love Insightly, because all your projects, your sales tracking and your project management is all sitting within the same system. So let's just do a really quick recap of what we've done so far. So we've added a contact to the system. We've associated with them with a new organizational company. We've created a sales opportunity from that contact. We've looked at how to walk a sales opportunity through the sales process or through the sales stages. We've converted that opportunity into one business. And now we've looked at how to convert that sales deal into an actual project, which we can walk through the delivery process as well. So the last component of this is the tasks within Insightly. So let's have a quick look at the task screen. So we click on there, and this shows us all our specific tasks within the system. So what we can do, we can actually manually add new tasks. So this is something that people use a lot, where they can just jump in. Hey, I've got a reminder, I've got to do something by a specific date, have a reminder, and then whether it's completed or not. So that's one way of using tasks. Another way of using tasks is where we attach these tasks to our projects. We're using what's called a task list, or in Insightly terminology, it's an activity set. So let's just jump back into our projects for now. And this is where we start to see the power of Insightly. So I'm just going to backtrack this project, move it back into the development stage. Okay, so we got the development stage here, and then say the development stage is completed, and we now need to plan for the actual go live of the website. So this is where we finished building the website. We now need to make the website live. So we give a start date and an end date for this particular pipeline, and say this, the end date is the actual day that the website's going to go live. Now you'll notice automatically here have all these tasks that seem to just magically appear. So we'll jump into this in our more advanced training if you wish to do one of those. But what we can do is we set it up so that these are specific tasks that we do with every single website that goes live. And you can do this with your own business as well. So say you have a process and a particular stage of the process, you've always got like 5, 10, 100 different tasks that you always do, depending on where that project is within your project pipeline. This is how we do it. So you can set a date that's going to happen. It could either be this one's set to do a day before we start the go live, and then the testing is set to do the day after we do the backup. Okay, so you can say specific dates that these tasks are going to occur, who's responsible. You can actually automate who's responsible for that as well. So if you have different people within your organization that you need to nominate for different parts of that pipeline, you can do that as well. And then we click on change stage, and you'll notice not a lot happened here, but it's gone into the go live part of our project. But if we jump into the tasks section now, we've got all these extra tasks that pop up in here as well. So what this means is that we can set up Insightly so you're pretty much running off your My Task screen, and these are all the tasks that are assigned to you and when they're actually due as well. So this is a really, really great way for people to be able to track major components of their delivery process, and for managers to be able to have another layer and jump in and confirm, are tasks being completed on time? If not, can we jump in and do some investigation to find out why? Are we doing all the tasks? Are people skipping over parts of the tasks? This is a great way to keep an eye on your delivery process as well. So that's the task list. And I would say probably one of the main reasons why people choose Insightly when they're choosing a CRM, one of the reasons why they would choose Insightly over other CRM systems, because everything's just sort of neatly packaged into a single system. So let's just jump into that what next screen. So what we've done in this training, we've had a really quick look at how to use Insightly, how to add contacts into Insightly, how to add organizations into Insightly, how to add sales leads. You probably noticed we skipped over the sales opportunities. We skipped over the sales leads, so we jump into that more into the sales, into the specific advanced Insightly training. But what I will say is that a lot of people do not use the sales leads system in Insightly. So you can actually switch that part off. You can run the whole of Insightly without having to deal with the sales leads. However, in our advanced training, we'll jump into why you might ever want to use the sales leads. So we've looked at the sales opportunities, how to push the sales opportunities through your pipeline, how to convert the sales opportunity into a project and have your project go through the pipeline, how to add an automated list of tasks to the project. We've had a look at how that works. And in our more advanced trainings, we'll look into things like how to set up fields within your CRM so you can track, say, where your sales opportunities came from, how to add reports on that so you can say, hey, where do our best leads come from? Where do they convert in terms of conversion rate, in terms of amount of business they've brought in, how many referrals did they bring in? So you can start to stack your sales process and just have a really, really amazing view of where your sales process is at and where to put all your energy in terms of sales. We'll also look at other aspects like how to run reports on your delivery process. As I said before, what tasks are getting completed, who's skipping tasks, what tasks are getting finished early, what tasks are getting finished late. That's the reporting side of Insightly. And I'll just jump in for 1 second back to Insightly. Now, this is actually one of the most, I think, another powerful, really, really powerful component of Insightly. A lot of people, we do hear a lot of complaints around other CRM systems that just seem to struggle from the reporting side. And the reporting side in Insightly is really, really quite easy and quite fascinating. So we find that a lot of management are able to, once we show them the very, very basics, they're able to jump in and just create reports just for themselves as well. So hope you enjoyed this training. As always, feel free to reach out to us. Please check out our other courses on grow.ucidity.com. And as I said, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in our next training.